Deion Sanders insists that his quarterback son Shedeur should be in the Heisman race. Most people would laugh at any FCS player who is proclaimed to be a candidate for accolades that are reserved for the best Power 5 player in the country. However, Shedeur Sanders is a bit different. He decommitted from Florida Atlantic and chose to come to Jackson State to help his father make history. If you ask 7-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady, he'd surely tell you that Shedeur has Heisman talent and an NFL-ready swag and flair that makes him a marketing goldmine just like his pops. Back in 2021, out of all the hotshot 5-star athletes that would give a right arm to be affiliated with Brady brand, Shedeur was the first college athlete to sign a nil deal with the GOAT. So, should Shedeur get real Heisman consideration? After all, Brady doesn't align himself with just anyone, especially unless he sees real talent and potential within them. Seemingly, Shedeur fits the description, and because of that he secured a major bag and a potential mentor in TB12. But regardless of the bag Brady gave him, Shedeur is in his own bag, and through 4 games has put up some Heisman-worthy numbers. While leading Jackson State to a 4-0 record, Shedeur has thrown for over 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns to only 1 interception. The accuracy he lacked at times in his freshman season has been corrected as he's completing over 75% of his passes as well. Not to mention Jackson State in these 4 games has outscored opponents 190-37. These are some good numbers for a potential Heisman candidate, but everyone knows that the FCS division isn't anywhere near as competitive as any of the Power 5 schools that play. Coach Prime even admitted this earlier this year when he was asked if Jackson State could face off against Alabama. "You gotta get me another year. I got to get beef up in the front," Sanders said. The difference between Power 5 and HBCUs right now is the big guys in the middle. It's not the quarterbacks, it's not the receivers, DBs, and skilled positions. It's those big dogs in the middle, Coach Sanders said, per SportingNews.com. While Coach Prime may have hinted at the idea that Shedeur is skilled enough to compete with, and even defeat a team like Alabama, Jackson State as a whole cannot mess with a football machine with more nil loot to spread around than rapper Tory Lanez has criminal charges pending. When looking at it from that spectrum, yes, Shedeur may be just as good as some of these Power 5 QBs and other players. However, Alabama would most likely destroy Jackson State in a game, which would take Shedeur off of that Heisman pedestal that his dad has him on right now. Had Shedeur gone to Florida Atlantic and balled out like he is at Jackson State against these Power 5 schools, then, of course, he deserves real Heisman consideration. At the same time, JSU is closing the gap on these schools as well because of Coach Prime's ability to snatch Power 5 caliber players. After a few seasons of acquiring 4- and 5-star level talent, JSU could have the make and talent level to play with some of the best Power 5 schools. Then we would get to see what Shedeur Sanders is really made of as a quarterback. He has the swag and his father's marketable smile. The verdict is still out on whether he has Hall of Fame game, but Tom Brady doesn't seem to be worried. Right now, Shedeur is balling and he's in line to win the Walter Payton Award, given to the top FCS player. The role he's playing in HBCU football's rise will have a longer-lasting impact than any award he may win. I offered my company to him and Giselle when they were married because porn star Brady loved offering to help Tom Brady during divorce to Giselle Bündchen, the Shadow League. Son of ex-NFL quarterback Bubby Brister arrested on charges of leaving the scene of fatal hit and run in Louisiana, the Shadow League.